happy new month. If you're just tuning in, you've not heard us. My name is Charles Barida. One of my alias is Vitamin C, the God Voice. So I have a security expert here. It's not a stranger. On Security Bridge, we actually helps out with security tips, and so you can know more on how to be very security conscious. I have Ambassador Bosinde Rythme. He is in the house. Good morning.
Good morning. It's so wonderful to be here with you this morning. As always, every Wednesday morning.
And happy new month to you.
Same to you, my dear. That's true. This is November.
I play. Have you bought the 50 kg rice for the year ending?
No, we are believing that dollar will be 1 naira by the next 2 weeks.
Wait, what do you mean? Dollar now is how much, sir? I need to check on the dollar online.
1,000. So $100 now like 130 k. Though in those days, this my $100 now like 70 naira.
Wait, you're waiting. Are you sure that is there hope that dollar will reduce before December to
You're not even saying
1 naira?
Wait,
what did you say? 1 naira?
Yes. That is if naira don't end up being bigger.
You want to please others? Now you can go to cannot take.
Last year when there was flood, I saw a boat where the former president from Otueke was in the canoe to Otueke, canoeing. That means there was no road there according to... But
Let's start from the beginning again, please.
Oh.
We've been joking right here. We have to laugh. So can you just stop this video and let's start another video so we'll do security now.
All right,
let's get into
it now.
Let's get into it. Are you ready?
All right. So, yeah, we are. So, Bosinde is in the building, and Bosinde is a security expert. Bosinde Rythme. All right. So, what do we have today?
Well, basically today we are looking at the security control of River State.
Okay.
Security control of River State. That's initially myself and Zubi, we made plans to advance our last week discussion on how to approach issues with police, and we had intention of sorting out what happens in police stations today. You understand me? Because he told me a lot that people have called, and the concern of people are when they go to station of what they face in police stations. But because of we have to move with the pace, and so today, first of all, Zubi is on leave. And then secondly, you are here and the state is also here.
Yes.
So we have to move with the pace. And so today we're looking at security control of River State. Now, emphasis on River State, not Nigeria. Emphasis on River State. That's because this is where we are. If we were in the state of California, I would have emphasized on California. If we were in the state of Lagos, I would have emphasized Lagos. But we are in the state of River State. So, now, first thing we're going to be looking at is who controls security. Second thing is what should be put in place now. And third thing should be how should it be put in place. You understand, sir?
Yes.
So, let's look at who controls security. Now, the governor of the state is the chief security officer of the state. Emphasis, chief security officer, like an executive... MD. The MD is his chief security officer. But however, he has a CSO. You understand me? You understand me? Now, that's he has a CSO, not the one attached to his office. Now, he has a CSO. But however, the federal government also, one way or the other, controls the state security too. And the reason is because Nigeria, as a nation, can only be a nation if the federal government has the ability to control the security of the states. You understand me?
Yeah.
That is why most security architectures are federal inclined. How do I mean? The police is federal. The NSCDC is federal. The military, of course, is federal. You understand me? So, the federal, the DSS is federal. Every other thing you want to call about security that are armed, properly armed, are all federal. Even immigration, customs, and all that. Because security is how the country is united. If anybody is trying to bring division to the country, the security power, the security forces are mandated by law to ensure that they keep the country united, irrespective of who that person is. Now, there are some security forces that are domiciled in the state. All security forces are domiciled in almost every state, in every state rather. But the governor of that state becomes the chief security officer of that state. He or she, by law, can order the Commissioner of Police to do something with regards to security, and the Commissioner of Police will carry that order out directly or through any of his officers, any of his lieutenants. They will carry out the instructions of the governor. However, the Commissioner of Police also is mandated to report to Abuja, to check in with Abuja with regards to instructions and activities of Rivers State. Why? Because he or she is posted from Abuja. And you and I know that whoever posts you is your real boss. You understand me? You can be asked to report to somebody, but whoever posted you there that has the ability to remove you again from there is your real boss. You can be posted from Lagos to Silverbird, Port Harcourt, and say, you report under the business manager here. And all of a sudden, the business manager and you, if there is something going on, he may not have the power to remove you if he does not have such power. And it's only Lagos that can remove you. In that case, your loyalty has to be with Lagos. It's a very clear thing. You understand me? Fine. Now, another reason why the federal government insists on ensuring that they manage state security architecture to a level like posting of officers and other things, though the governor can also request for who he wants to work with. But one of the reasons they do that is because Nigeria has experienced a civil war before. You understand me? And one of the things that empowered that civil war was because the people that the people had this access to arms legally, like the Eastern region had access to arms legally, and they were able to. You understand me? They were commanding the arms by themselves, and they had this power.
The Eastern region.
Yes, the Eastern region. Every region then had arms. There was a central government, but when we were decentralized to regions, so the regional government had so much power, which include controls of arms then. You understand? So it was a lot easier to wake up in the morning and say, look, I'm not part of what you are doing again. I am now here on my own. You get that? So because of that, the federal government has held on to security as their last resort, security power as the last resort to ensure that they have eyes and control to a certain level of what goes on in the state. However, with the running of the day-to-day affairs of security in the state government does that. That is why the state support the police and other security agencies with things like vehicles, logistics, and others to help them run their operations within the state. And the governor has some level of powers. However, with regards now to Rivers State, I want to put it very open there now to the public that whether it is legally or illegally, whoever controls security in the state is the person who runs the state. Now, I'm not even looking at just the legal terms. I'm looking at whoever is able to influence or directly or indirectly, legally or illegally, control the authorities one way or the other has the power to run the state, directly or indirectly. Example, what I'm saying is this. For example, these people that kidnappers, one way or the other, they control your people, even your people are not there. Maybe they have your husband or your wife or your child. They can use the influence that they have your wife with them and begin to control you. They can make you do what you don't want to do. Same with this extremist and Boko Haram. What they do, they can have your people and they force you to go and explode yourself and do stuff that you don't plan to do. You've seen it in movies, it's real. So now they have illegal control over you, but they are making you do what they want. And the result is still the same, because if you expose a bomb here, it's a bomb. It doesn't mean because you didn't expose it with your mind, it will not blow well. It will do what it is supposed to do, what it is built to do. So whoever has the control of security in the state has the control of the state. It's as simple as that. Now, this control of security in the state is big. We have the legal control of security. We have the illegal control of security. Now, the legal control of security has to do with state actors. State actors are the police. We have the military is always on their own, but they are there too when the need arises. And then every other armed security agencies in the state. Whoever has that influence over them, I'm not talking of just legally. Of course, we know they are supposed to report to the governor and do this and that, but whoever has that legal influence over them, whoever has that influence over them can make them do things. You understand me? Now, the illegal angle, we're looking at non-state actors. Non-state actors, such as the boys in the creek. There are these boys, this is Niger Delta. We have people doing oil refinery, illegal oil refinery. We have so many people kidnapped and all of that. But one way or the other, during election, we notice that these people are always involved in election. We don't know where they register their own voters card, but they're always involved in election. You understand? So those people also have a boss. Everybody has a boss. There's always somebody that can call you now that you don't see every day, but they can call you and say, leave this to way you want to do, and you calm down. There's also somebody that can call you and say, my brother, no agree, and you will not agree. There are people respect, whether they are good or they are bad. There are people they are loyal to. You understand me? So because of that, anybody who has control over such kinds of persons too in the state has control of security to a large extent. Because those who don't even follow the constitution, you understand me? They can even do and undo more. They don't follow the constitution. So, and all of that. So whoever controls security controls the state. So anybody that wants to control the state must control the security. But for the purpose of this program, I will be looking at what should be put in place is the next one now. So what do we put in place now to control security now in Rivers State? First of all, if you ask me, I think the states should liaise with the local governments, police authority, NSCDC, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense, as well as traditional rulers and the youths. One of the major things they can put in place to control security is, number one, they need to be able to have, like in those days we used to have very active C4I. You understand? If you are traveling out of Port Harcourt, you see it there. They were very active and you can't get out of the state like that, you know. So we need to restore those C4I, but we need to go back to the drawing board, not directly as it used to be. We need to go back to the drawing board. There are other things that need to put in place because technology has improved, you know. They need to activate those kind of programs again. That is one. Two, they need to activate proper intelligence-based security. Now, not just the police. The government the government as in the state government need to have their own eyes now. If I were them, I don't just have to rely maybe on the police alone now. They need to also have their own eyes so that they too can help the police with information. There are information that the governor can say, look, I have these informations. Commissioner of Police, I want you to work on this information that I act on this information that I have. You understand me?
Yeah.
So nothing stops, since he's the chief security officer of the state, he can also try to build a proper intelligence outfit for himself that he will buy by that intelligence, begin to get proper intelligence and disseminate them to the DSS, to the police, to the rifle authority that the state is supposed to use in ensuring the security and safety of the people and properties in the state. Also, another thing that has to be put in place is there should be proper reward mechanism. Not when you are looking for one person, you place a bounty that will make even innocent person go and do plastic surgery and look like the person so I can hold him, let his family eat the money. You understand me? No. You don't. You place those bounty and all of that. No. People should be encouraged to be part of security. And that encouragement shouldn't be once in a while when you have issues and then you come out. You understand me? That is it. So how do you you have to encourage people to be part of security? You understand me? Now, one of the ways to do that is to encourage security-friendly programs. Security programs in this state are scarce. I used to be the only person doing security bridge in this state. You understand me? Every month I was doing it at Golden, at a place.
When you say you were doing it, have you stopped?
I did it for 4 years every month, and I was sponsoring it myself. It's quite expensive, you know. I spend a lot of money, millions every month to do that program, and I was the one sponsoring it. And I've hosted several commissioner, army, major generals. I've hosted Assistant Inspector of Police. I even had to, at a point, bringing in commissioner of police even from Bayelsa to Rivers State with his team. And we're hosting them to talk to the public and discuss. People had that monthly avenue to discuss with them in a light mood. You understand me? At one of the biggest hotels in this state. And I was funding it with my money. And a lot of people were happy because there are issues they could not tell the police and all of that because it wasn't working. And they can't assess the commissioner even though his office is open for assessment, you know. It might not be as easy as you look.
Sure.
So, but in that program, they had that access of opening their mouth and explaining themselves, you know. People were coming and it was solved almost immediately it was solved, you know. And people were happy. But I couldn't continue with the program because, one, I couldn't fund the program anymore. Now, the state government need to come into such programs. That's one way. So, it's not when you are looking for one criminal, you begin to encourage people and give them bounty. That bounty, if it was invested in my program, by now everybody would have been security conscious. Even before anything happened, that report would have gotten to you and those persons would have even been apprehended before even the problem, you know. But because of lack of security education, you understand me, in the state, people are kind of handicapped security-wise. So, because of that, it becomes very easier for security agencies, you understand me, to assume certain roles, and even issues like you hear about the extortions and stuff, intimidation and all of that. One of the major reasons that happens, not just in Rivers State, is lack of security knowledge. So the government now has to begin to invest in security events so that people can be security conscious, people can be part of security, people can know what to do. Now, knowledge is key, is power, is key to power too. So we need to do that. Aside from that also, there are so many things I would like to advise the state, especially the state government, but I can't say it on air. I have a lot of advice, but I'm a consultant and I'm a businessman, you know. So when the right people consult me, I am going to give them those advice. I just can't say those ones on radio. When they come to us, we are going to tell them a lot of deeper things. However, let me move lastly to how should these things be put in place. First of all, Security Trust Fund. In the last administration, there was discussion on a security trust fund that is set up. But I wish to say that I wrote a excuse me. I wrote a security trust fund and I gave it to the former local government chairman of Obiapo. And I don't know, but I believe it got to the state one way or the other. However, the security trust fund issue, I wish to categorically state here that Rivers State need a security trust fund or a security committee. But the state is not supposed to fund it.
Who will fund it?
Good. I have the idea on who will fund it.
But it's not what you can say here now.
Yes. If the state government reach out to me, I will tell them who will fund it, but it's not the state. And that security trust fund will buy chopper. They will buy halos. You see, according to us, we call it a helicopter. You see helicopters, you see them. They will buy them. They will be the one funding security agencies. There will be no money. They will have hospitals that will be specialized in treating bones, bullet wounds, and stuff like you used to have Teme in those days in my one. They will have all those things. And state government will not bring in a dime. I have the idea to make it work. And I'm not telling you that, I'm telling you that I have the idea at 99.99% sure to make it work without state government bringing 1 naira.
That's amazing. Well, what
all
y'all
the
need
state
to
government
do?
would do is just partner with us. And we can make it work 100%. I'm
So
not joking.
how can you they partner with you? They have to follow you somehow.
Yes,
Call
I've
a
written
number.
to the state government before. The last
Is it
administration, I've submitted a lot of letters in front of the government house entrance. That is where you submit the letters to the DSS operatives that are there. I've written severally to them. You understand me? I've written severally to them. Now, I have these ideas on how we can have the security trust fund. Who and who should be in the security trust fund. And how it will be run. How the security trust fund will generate money peacefully, happily. And how the security trust fund will go into management of the state also. That's one. Then when the security trust fund is established, you see these issues of gates everywhere in Rivers State now. It's because of people's fear of insecurity and community policing. Right? But all those things, the security trust fund will look into it. For example, if you're going to some part of Rumibo by 8 p.m., you can't get to your house again because of the locking of the gate. People will lock from the entrance of the street. Other people will lock in another street that links to that street. Other people will lock in another street that links. So this one is locking by 8. This one is locking by 6. This one is locking by 7. So you may end up being in between gates. You won't get to your house in the night, except you have known the gatemen. Now, I'm not joking. If you go to some part of Rumibo, now it's happening in an area. I went to a new road area of Ada George too. Gates everywhere. Why? Insecurity. People are scared. Why are they scared? Because one, if anything is happening, the response time is not that swift. First of all, there are bad roads in that area. There are bad roads in the new road area. Secondly, before people respond, first you have to ask if the police have even enough logistics to respond and a lot of other things. But when the security trust fund come, there will be mechanic workshops. There will be so many things. There will be hospital of mechanic workshops. There will be books. Even what they use, stationaries in police stations will be taken care of. There is a whole lot that the trust fund will do. But the funding is the challenge. So I created a means of how they can fund it without bringing in the government into the picture. All the government need to do is partner with them, partner with us rather, and we can build this information. Give us the enabling environment. I'm telling you what we will do. We will do this information and every Rivers man will stay in their house safe, happy and confident that the security agencies will act. And even before that, that will not even happen. People will always run things and things will be fine. However, that is one way they can do that. Another way they can implement these things is by supporting entertainment. Now, let me tell you something. What happens in Port Harcourt is not up to what happens in Lagos in time of crime. The crime in Lagos is more than the crime in Port Harcourt. But because Lagos has grown their entertainment capability to the point where the state don't really have to have the governor to succeed. It doesn't have to be the most popular person in the state. They have Whiskey, they have them, Burna Boy are all there, they have all these big stars. So because of that, when there are issues of insecurity, it doesn't make much news. Because that same day, Whiskey might just be having a concert. You understand me? So because of that, entertainment is used to suppress the rise of crime. Crime rise when crime news rise. If you begin to tell us news of there is car snatching will begin to increase because the people doing it to be celebrated, more people want to join. Whether there's nothing like bad press. So, but if you begin to suppress them, you do something nobody here, do something nobody here, while the authorities are fighting it as it's happening. You understand me? But the news is not spreading. People will reduce their fear. When they reduce their fear, their confidence will be boosted. When their confidence is boosted, they will attract investors. When investors come to the state will keep growing and your crime will not be noticed. So the authorities will just be fighting the crime. That's what's going on in Lagos. So the state need to support entertainment. It's part of what the trust fund will do. They need to support entertainment to the point it can become a big deal in River State. That you can be in River State and tour the whole world without traveling anywhere and still maintain your fame and growth.
Okay, Ambassador.
We have all these ideas.
This, as amazing as this sounds, the only enemy now is time, because the World News and PGN at 10 is up next, and we have to go and pay some bills. But you know what? How about I suggest this same time next week, God be willing, we'll all be alive and more. Let's continue at this plus the other subject, because this is very important. This particular subject is very important. I don't want us to not complete it. So, is it possible we can go ahead with this next week?
Definitely, by the grace of God, I know I will be alive, so we'll go ahead. And then, if you want to reach out to us, if people want to call Mr. What's that your number again?
07.
Put it up so that we can let them put. Then on social media, you can follow me on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and all of them. You just subscribe to my YouTube page at Boss in Their Life. Boss in Their Life is BOSINDELIVE. If you want to reach out to me, you can call 0803 945 6424. That's 0803 945 6424. You can also call 0706 048 7754. That's 0706 048 7754. And we're still out going to churches to speak on security for free, but keep your honorarium. And if you're in church, invite us,
that's
to
important.
church, okay?
All right.
Security is very important, and we need to educate people now.
Yeah, it is. Even the big men of God, they move with security, apart from Jesus that secures us. So, if you only believe in Jesus, why are you moving with security? Everyone needs it. So, thank you very much. Let's look forward to next week, Wednesday. This is the Morning Drive. Don't